Everyone knows the new year begins on the 1st of January, but if we look far enough into history, we discover something remarkable. For thousands of years, many of the world's greatest civilizations believed that a new year should begin not in the middle of winter, but when nature itself returned to life. For many ancient cultures, a new year was never simply another date on a calendar. In Babylon, the festival of Akitu celebrated the symbolic renewal of the world as spring arrived. In Persia, Nowruz is still celebrated at the exact moment of the spring equinox, when day and night become equal and nature begins another cycle. Early Rome originally opened its calendar with Martius, and even today the names September, October, November, and December preserve the numbering of an older calendar in which March stood at the beginning of the year. Across early Slavic traditions, spring marked fertility, renewal, and the return of life after the long winter. These civilizations spoke different languages, worshipped different gods, and lived thousands of kilometers apart. Yet they repeatedly arrived at the same remarkable idea: a new year begins when life returns. Yet winter tells a very different story. Across Europe, the darkest weeks of the year became associated with masked processions, wandering spirits, the wild hunt, Krampus, Perchta, and traditions describing a season when the boundary between the visible world and the unseen became thinner than at any other time of the year. Many Slavic winter customs also preserved ritual masks, processions, and beliefs that one cycle had to end before another could begin. While the very month that opens our modern calendar takes its name from Janus, the Roman god of gates, beginnings, endings, and transitions, forever looking toward both the past and the future. Historians explain that Rome gradually moved the beginning of its civil year to January, and that the Julian and Gregorian calendars later spread this system across much of the world through administration, trade, diplomacy, and standardization. That explains how January became the official beginning of the civil year. But does it explain the pattern? If so many civilizations celebrated a new year when life itself returned, while winter repeatedly symbolized endings, thresholds, and the space between one cycle and the next, why did humanity eventually move its greatest celebration of new beginnings away from the season of renewal and into the season of transition? When did humanity stop measuring time by the rhythms of nature and start measuring it by the needs of civilization? Some of the most fascinating discoveries never make it into the videos. If you'd like to explore them with us, join our Telegram community. Link in bio.